Have you ever wondered if ancient scriptures could hold secrets only unveiled by modern science? What if a book, revealed over 1,400 years ago, described the universe in ways we are just beginning to understand? Today, we embark on a journey to explore the stunning scientific insights found within the pages of the Qur'an. This isn't about blind faith, but about examining evidence that bridges the gap between ancient revelation and contemporary discovery. Prepare to be amazed as we uncover knowledge that seems to transcend time itself. Let's start at the very beginning, the creation of the universe. For centuries, humanity looked up at the stars with no real understanding of their origin. It wasn't until the 20th century that Georges Lemaitre proposed what we now call the Big Bang Theory. Scientists like Edwin Hubble later provided evidence that the universe is expanding. This groundbreaking discovery revolutionized cosmology. But what if this concept wasn't entirely new? Consider this verse from the Qur'an, from Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 30. Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them? This verse describes a state where the entire cosmos was a single, fused mass before being split apart. The imagery is remarkably similar to the singularity concept in the Big Bang Theory, where everything in the universe was concentrated in an infinitesimally small and hot point before its explosive expansion. Furthermore, the Qur'an doesn't just stop at the universe's origin. It also speaks of its continuous expansion. In Surah Ad-Dariyat, verse 47, it says, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are its expander." The Arabic word used here, musiyun, is derived from a verb that signifies to make wider or to expand. For a text from the 7th century to describe the universe as an expanding entity is nothing short of extraordinary. At that time, the prevailing model was a static, unchanging universe. It took 14 centuries and the invention of powerful telescopes for science to confirm this very reality. The Qur'an described a dynamic, growing cosmos long before modern science had the tools to even conceive of it. How could a man in the Arabian desert, 1,400 years ago, have known this? Now, let's bring our focus closer to home, to our own planet Earth. We often take our atmosphere for granted, but it's a life-sustaining miracle. This thin blanket of gases protects us from the harsh vacuum of space, shields us from lethal solar radiation, and burns up millions of meteors every single day. Without it, life as we know it would be impossible. The Earth would be a barren, lifeless rock, much like the Moon. The Qur'an beautifully describes this protective layer. In Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 32, it states, "And we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they, from its signs, are turning away." The verse uses the term Saqfan Marfan, which translates to a protected or well-guarded roof. This isn't just a poetic metaphor. It's a scientifically accurate description of the atmosphere's function. It acts as a selective filter, letting in the light and warmth we need while blocking harmful ultraviolet rays and cosmic particles. It's our planet's celestial shield, a concept articulated with profound accuracy in a book revealed centuries before the science of atmospheric physics even existed. This verse prompts us to reflect on the very signs we often overlook in our daily lives, the blue sky above that serves as our ultimate protector. From the sky above, let's travel deep into the Earth's crust. What do you picture when you think of mountains? We see them as majestic peaks rising high above the ground. But modern geology tells us there's much more to a mountain than what meets the eye. Like an iceberg, a large part of a mountain lies beneath the surface. These deep geological structures are known as mountain roots, which can extend many kilometers into the Earth's mantle. These roots are crucial for stabilizing the Earth's crust, preventing it from shaking and trembling. They function much like pegs or stakes that anchor a tent firmly to the ground. Now, let's see what the Qur'an has to say about this. In Surah An-Naba, verses 6 and 7, it asks, "Have we not made the earth a resting place, and the mountains as pegs?" The Arabic word used for pegs is ortad. This is the exact word you would use to describe tent pegs. This analogy is incredibly precise. Just as a peg secures a tent, mountain roots stabilize the tectonic plates of the Earth's crust. Furthermore, in Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 31, it says, "And we placed within the earth firmly set mountains, lest it shift with them." This verse explicitly links the function of mountains to preventing the earth from shaking, a direct reference to their stabilizing role, a fact modern geology confirmed only in the latter half of the 20th century. The Qur'an didn't just describe their appearance, it described their geological function with an accuracy that is truly astonishing. From the grand scale of the cosmos and our planet, let's now turn to the most intimate miracle of all, the creation of a human being. The journey from a single cell to a fully formed baby is a complex and wondrous process. For centuries, human understanding of embryology was filled with misconceptions. Theories ranged from a fully formed miniature human, or a homunculus, curled up in the sperm, to the idea that a baby was formed from coagulated menstrual blood. It wasn't until the advent of the microscope and modern medical technology that we began to see the true, intricate stages of human development. The Qur'an, however, provides a remarkably detailed and accurate description of these stages. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, verses 12 to 14, it outlines the process, and certainly did we create man from an extract of clay. Then we placed him as a sperm drop in a firm lodging. Then we made the sperm drop into a clinging clot, and we made the clot into a lump of flesh. And we made from the lump bones, and we covered the bones with flesh. Then we developed him into another creation. So blessed is Allah, the best of creators. Let's break this down. The term nutfa describes the sperm drop placed in a firm lodging, the womb. The next stage is alaka, translated as a clinging clot. This word has multiple meanings in Arabic. It can mean a leech, a suspended thing, or a blood clot. All three are astoundingly accurate. The early embryo clings to the uterine wall like a leech, drawing nourishment from the mother's blood. It is also suspended in the womb. Its shape even resembles that of a leech. The next stage, mudga, is described as a lump of flesh. This word literally means a chewed substance, like a piece of gum that has teeth marks on it. This is a perfect description of the somates that form on the back of the embryo at this stage, which look like imprints or teeth marks. The verse then correctly states that bones are formed from this lump, and then the bones are clothed with flesh, or muscles. Modern embryology confirms this exact sequence. Cartilage models of bones form first, and then muscles develop around them. Finally, the verse mentions a new creation, referring to the development of the uniquely human form and soul. This precise sequence, clinging clot, to chewed lump, to bone formation, to muscle covering, was completely unknown to science 1,400 years ago and was only verified in recent decades. So, what does this all mean? We've looked at the Big Bang and the expanding universe, the protective atmosphere, the deep roots of mountains, and the stages of embryonic development. In each case, we find the Qur'an describing scientific phenomena with a precision that defies historical explanation. How could a book from the 7th century contain knowledge that humanity would only discover with advanced 20th and 21st century technology? These are not vague, poetic statements that can be interpreted in countless ways. They are specific descriptions that align with modern scientific findings. For many, this is seen as evidence of a divine source of knowledge, a sign that the Qur'an is indeed a revelation from the creator of the universe, who is describing his own creation. Whether you view these as miracles, incredible coincidences, or something else entirely, the alignment between these ancient verses and modern science is undeniable and thought-provoking. It invites us to look at the world, and this ancient text, with a new sense of wonder and curiosity. This is just a small glimpse into the scientific wonders mentioned in the Qur'an. There are many more verses discussing everything from the water cycle to the nature of pain receptors in the skin. Each one presents a new layer of knowledge waiting to be explored. It encourages a pursuit of knowledge, a harmony between faith and reason, where scientific discovery can actually deepen one's appreciation for the divine. What we see is not a conflict between science and scripture, but a beautiful convergence. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through science and scripture. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please like this video, share it with others who might be interested, and subscribe for more content that explores the intersection of knowledge, history, and faith. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What other scientific signs have you heard of? Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring.